What's up, Philly? Welcome to Youth Uncut, a show that gives youth a voice and gives them an opportunity to discuss the things that mean most to them. My name is Coach Devin Buchanan, and I'm your host. This is the Focus Youth Network. The Focus Youth Network is a nonprofit organization that provides innovative, educational, and recreational activities for youth and their families, centered around three main pillars: wellness and nutrition education, character development, and post-secondary success. I'm excited to have this program today because, as you know, we try to talk about things that are a little bit controversial, but also things that mean a lot to our young people. And today, our topic is the millionaire mindset. And I want to introduce you to our young people today. We got Ricardo, who is a senior in Philadelphia. We have Nishaya, who is in 6th grade. We have Jamir, who is a senior. And we have Hamadou, who is a junior. And so I invited them on today because I wanted to talk to these young entrepreneurs and people that I believe to be just leaders in their community and just talk about this millionaire mindset. So welcome, you guys. How you doing today?
We're doing good.
Good. So I really just want to get right into it because, as we start to have this conversation, as we start to talk, we're going to offer a ton of value to the people who watch this and really to the people who follow you. And I want to talk about your clothing line today. And so let's introduce that. And so I brought you guys on here because you recently started a clothing line that I've been following online. So can you talk to us just about your clothing line, how you came up with it, what it's all about?
So since like 9th grade, I always wanted to do a clothing line, but I just didn't have the time for it because I was so focused on basketball. Mm-hmm. But growing up, like, if you're not going to the league, there's no really point to put a lot of effort into just playing basketball. Mm-hmm. So, like, recently, I just said I'm gonna do a clothing line, and then I made a 2-raw denim because, like, I wanted to appeal to like raw artists, like rappers and stuff like that.
So say that again. So what's the name of it called?
2-raw denim.
2-raw denim. Okay.
So I wanted to appeal to like raw artists, like rappers that really could rap.
Okay.
And I wanted to like use my clothing line to give them a platform to grow while I'm growing as well.
Okay.
And denim, like, there's not a lot of jean clothing lines out there, so like that's why I added that to that.
And to be honest with you, I haven't really seen, and not that it's, not popular, but I just don't really see a lot of people like rocking, really nice denim apparel. So, I definitely am on that and love that. So Hamadou, I have been seeing you, online and kind of being part of this too. So what's your role in the clothing line?
So I'm Jamir's business partner, right?
Okay.
So Jamir, he asked me to help him. So I say, yeah, I will help you. So like, if you see anybody in history that's great, you're gonna see him with a business partner. Mm-hmm. You can't do a lot of things alone. Like
exactly.
It gets to a certain extent. So I help him with his clothing line and like the designs that he make. I help him out with those things.
I like that. So it's a joint venture between y'all.
Yeah.
Right. When we think about creating a clothing line, what's your motivation behind it? Right. Like I always tell young people that have interest in doing certain things, like what is the purpose? Like why do you do what you do? So what is the reason that you decided to create this?
It's like growing up, it's like what you want to be remembered for. Like you got your whole youth to do a lot, but if you're doing a whole bunch of nothing, not to say when you die, you're not gonna be nobody, but when you die, like what they gonna remember you as?
Yeah.
So, but if I got a clothing line and I'm giving people a chance to grow while I'm growing, it's like I'm helping people, but also helping myself at the end of the day. So I could help a rapper and he might make a video on my page and just blow up.
Okay.
I'm giving people a platform to grow, so like I could be the person that's remembered as helping somebody else.
I like that.
And people giving people a chance, rather.
Like that.
So with this clothing line, right? Some people who make a clothing line, they see they start young because they think being young gives them like the edge. So like I'm young and I have this talent. Do you see yourself continuing this clothing brand, maybe like making it kind of a worldwide, like international type of thing, or do you just want to keep it kind of a local, like you got to come to me to get what you want to get?
Definitely, you got to come to me to get what you want to get. But I definitely want to make it to like global, but in the sense that it's going to be hard to get,
right?
Because that creates value.
Like designer clothes.
Yeah, that's super limited. Like Travis Scott, he came out, I think, like 20,000 pairs of retros, the Jordan 1s, and they resell for like 200 plus, but it was cheap. Not cheap, but it was a couple hundred.
Right, because the type of shoe it is.
1,000 plus off of resale. That's immaculate. That's tough.
So you would rather not have like Amazon type of status where like you can get your stuff anywhere. You would rather have like, I have a local store and you gotta come from everywhere to get to me. Because if someone else trying to copy my stuff, it's not the same thing.
Not even the store. What about just online? You
Right.
gotta order it. Now that's
Like,
decent.
look at Gucci and Nike for example, right?
Right.
Like, if a kid goes into school with a Nike pair of pants or a Nike pair of shoes, they're gonna say, "Oh, a lot of kids have that." But if you go in there with Gucci, you're gonna see a lot of people like going with you. Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't have this." Like, yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Okay. So you're going more for the exclusivity of it.
Definitely.
Like, at what point does it not become exclusive when a whole bunch of people have, like, how are you going to, like, in your mind, how do you feel like you are going to maintain that exclusivity? Because, you know, like, I think what keeps Gucci is the fact that only a certain number of people, only a certain segment of the population
It's a foreign
even
product.
has access to it.
Exactly.
Right? And so is that the type of exclusivity, or are you talking about like brand or cultural exclusivity? Like, what do you think?
In that sense, like stuff like this, like more like rappers, rock stars, stuff like that. But then I also got a design where it's like a skull with a skateboard for skaters, which I'm doing a photo shoot soon for that. So that's
Okay.
like, it's just like different audience, appeal
Okay.
to audience. So like,
So you're going for like you showing your creativity,
Yeah, to different types of
right?
people.
More than just like
so it's like,
everyone can get it. Like this is something I've made, and I'm proud of this. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
kind of like how you said Travis Scott is. Like Travis Scott didn't put out that many shoes because he wasn't going for like everybody to get a shoe. It's like I made this, and I want whoever gets it first to get it.
then it's the type of people that have it that also like make a strong statement.
Yeah.
Like not just anybody that could get it. It's like high ranking like that, but still available.
You like always wanted to make clothes when you was growing up?
Definitely, like when I was younger, like I have a pair of jeans that get too small. My mom would cut them for me. Then I would throw bleach on them and rock out. So it just was stuff like that.
Okay. So I talked today, and this is always interesting because I always talk to my students about what are the things that shape your character? Like, what are the things that as you're moving through life help to shape who you are? And what you just said, you know, you can't pass by that. Like, my mom used to throw bleach on my stuff or used to cut my jeans and I would throw bleach on it. And so from a young age, would you say that you had this idea or this thought of like designing certain things, or you had maybe this, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Artistic.
yeah, this artistic feel for clothing, apparel. Like, was that always
Kind
something?
of like a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a passion. It probably really extends from my mom, because I remember like she used to buy me clothes and make me try everything on. And I used to hate it as a child. But as I got older and started making my own money, I'd go buy stuff. I'm like, yo, this look nice with this look nice with that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, when you getting grown, you need an income. So now how can I make this into something that you know what I'm saying?
So now, I'm glad you said that. So now we can really get into this idea of the millionaire mindset, right? Because when you're younger, you rely on your parents for so much, you know, purchasing this. But you just said something key. Is like, when did your mindset change for you to start thinking, I have to start earning on my own? And even for you, like, because you're a partner, and so that's also a mindset to be able to say, I want to unapologetically support my friend, right? And so, you know, let's start with you. How did you, you know, kind of get into this mindset of one being a supporter, right?
First thing first was like, even before he called me up, I would shout out his page to help him out. So like, cause he's been my friend for a long time and things like that. But like, if you look at it and you see your mom working hard, you wouldn't want to go to your mom and say, Mom, can I get $1 for this? Or Mom, can I get $50 for a pair of shoes or anything like that?
Yeah.
You'll want to work for yourself. So like, you could get your own money. And then even if you have a pair of shoes and you have an extra $1, you could like give it to your mom and support in the house too.
I love
Cause at 9th grade, 10th grade, you're a grown man basically. You can't just be walking around the house and saying, Mom, can I get $10? That's not the mindset that you should have.
Yeah.
So your mindset is you want to make it out here by yourself.
Yeah.
Not out here, but like you want to make it for yourself. You seeing yourself as an adult.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
what some people would consider a young age, like
Grown adult.
A young adult.
Right. Because 9th grade is like 14. But even 14, like you can start doing stuff like this. You can start cooking for yourself. You can start watching your own clothes, ironing your own clothes.
Because you'll see 9th graders out here in the streets and they'll act like they're grown men, but
Right.
like they'll go back to the house and say, Mom, can I get this? That's not a good mindset that you should have. Like, that's not good at all.
It's going against each other.
Exactly.
You contradicting yourself.
How you going?
We talked about some of this before too. Even in the last episode, we talked we talk a lot about mindset on this show, right? But I remember we talked about how we were growing up, right? And we talked about specifically, I can't remember last episode. We talked a lot about just growing up and
Like
and
how
the
your
things,
parents influence you.
yeah, and how your parents influence you, right? And so for you, Nishaya, what would you say is something that is influencing you that you could say, you know what, I could do this for the rest of my life and turn this into $1 million business or become a millionaire? What's something that interests you that you're going to turn into $1 million business?
Acting.
Acting. So that's what you want to do?
Yeah, I love to do acting. Like,
And how did you get into that? So why is acting going to be that $1 million idea for you?
cause like I just watch TV and I just be like, wow, how they bond with their other helpers, and how they make a lot of money and have nice houses, and they can help their parents and their family. So acting was just like, yes, that's what I want to do when I grow up.
When you watch movies, do they evoke a certain feeling for you? Like, do they bring out feelings for you?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing for me. And I push you to really think about how do certain movies and certain things make you feel? Because again, as we talk about, what are the things that help us to feel and start to help us develop how we feel about ourselves, right? And so, getting back to the question that I asked you is like, as you started to move through your life, and again, we're gonna get to a lot of the different interests, but how did you get into, or I really want to touch into developing that mindset that you have. Like, at what age did you say, you know what, I got to do a little bit more? It's I see my mom doing this, she's providing this, but, I have these sets of skills and I could do more. Because from as long as I know you, you always, had dope clothes on, dress down days, whatever at school. I coached you on the basketball team. And so now I'm seeing a whole different side of Jameer. Tell me about that, man.
Well, like growing up, I always did things to make money. Like when I first moved to Frankfurt, I probably was like first grade, second grade. I was selling ices out of Kool-Aid and just freezing it and selling it to the kids on the block. So I always did things to try to put money in my pocket.
Yeah.
There's nothing like having your own money. But then like sports is not your whole life. Like you can't just grow up to play sports. So like at the while it don't get old, but like it's not necessary no more.
Yeah.
So then I just like income. It's all about income. How can I do something? How can I go for something I love and make money at the same time?
Yeah.
Because people work jobs and don't like it at all. They become miserable.
True.
I don't want to live like that.
Very
Then, but the kids, like, I try not to be materialistic. Like, if I'm gonna wear something, it's gonna be my clothing line. Not spend money on unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but I be trying like daily.
I mean, it's not like, some people will spend $50, $60 on a sweatshirt, but you could take that same $60 and have 3 or 4 of your own sweatshirts, right? Rock that, take pictures of it, post it on your own social media, and now you might have some money coming in. Now you're wearing clothes for free. Like even that type of stuff is I think a mindset type of thing, right? So what I want to do in this second half of the show, because in talking to you guys right before you came on, y'all got the game. Like you know a lot, right? And so I want to see if we can give our viewers a little bit of game. Some people who might have an idea and they don't really know how to run with it. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to invest in themselves, right? They don't know. So let's see if we can give some people a little bit of game on how to get started, right? So let's just say I have this idea. I want to start my own clothing line. What was the first thing you did just to get started? Like you woke up, clothing line, raw denim, what do you do?
I'm also a barber, so like the money thing wasn't a big deal. But I tried to like research how much money will it cost me to like make shirts or hoodies. Then from there, I wanted to look for a place where I actually get it done. But me being from the neighborhood I am from, there's other brands out there. So I was contacting them, like, where y'all go to do this, where y'all go to do that, and they told me.
Oh, so you felt like the people you were reaching out to were supportive of you?
Definitely.
Okay, they weren't like, I can't tell you, that type of thing?
They told me no problem.
Because I
Go
think
do
a
this,
lot
go
of
do that.
people, that might be the first barrier, is like, where do I go to get the information, right? All right, keep going.
So then I did that. Then I think I made 3 shirts and I put it on Instagram. Just to see, can I get my foot in the door, and it worked. So then I dropped shirts. Then I came up with a new design. Then I put it on Instagram again to see how they was gonna react. It blew up. I dropped again. I sold out like in a weekend.
Okay.
And it's just me being a month in. Did it again, sold out again. So now I got the ball. Now just directing traffic.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it.
So what would you say to somebody who, let's say I am trying to be like you, right? Like I say it like that, I'm trying to be like you. What would you say to me?
Network.
Okay.
Like use your peers. And like people have pride issues. I'm not gonna ask them this because stuff happened in the past. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like pride, put that to the side and like reach out to people. Because it's genuine people out there that's going to reach back.
Right.
It
So
might
you had
take
to
a
reach
day or
like,
two, but you just reach out.
So you had to reach like a point of humbleness where like, I gotta be able to like do like, man, whatever we had in the past, I'm just trying to build on myself.
Definitely.
And building on myself will also help you in the end because I won't need you as much. And if you ever need me, I can help you, right? So now you have a connection between all these people that you help and like the people that you ask with the clothing line. Now you can maybe partner with them. You can have a collab brand, you know what I'm saying? You can have clothes that nobody's seen before because it's 2 great minds together on the same shirt, you know?
Especially like before you start, you should have like a little side job that can help you
Right.
with your own money. Because let's say if you want to get shirts printed, but you don't have the money for it, you're just gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, how am I gonna get this
can't
done?
just start with no
Yeah,
finances.
exactly.
That's why a lot of like business fell in their first couple of years because they're not backed up on nothing. Or just to see you gotta be backed up by something.
They got
Or-
no emergency plan.
Again, so when you think of how many y'all game, right? You play games or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you think about Madden, they never come
Yeah.
out ahead of time. They never had the money. It's always pre-sale. So people are always willing to put the money up front for that exclusivity. If
Yeah.
I feel like I can get it before anybody else does, all right, I'm gonna put my money up for that spot. And so that's how businesses can get started is you might be able to get $20 from me, $20 from someone else because you have a good idea. So there's some people who don't have the money to get started.
Yeah.
And so, but they have the idea. So the internet allows you to do that. You take a picture of your shirt, just the
exactly.
image, and put it up there, which I've seen you do that as well. And so that doesn't cost any money to
It
come up
doesn't
with the design and then
all.
put the image up and then take pre-sales and then produce the shirt.
Exactly.
Right? And so that's, I think, some of the game that, a lot of people don't quite know is how am I going to start when I don't have anything?
I feel like I agree, but I feel like a lot of people don't start because of fear of failing. But you could fail for a year and still be ahead of what you was before that year ago. If that makes sense. Because you struggling and you learn versus you just not doing nothing. You're not benefiting yourself. Because while you struggling and failing, you could be meeting people that can help you when you start to
Still
win.
making progress.
Yeah, like you still good. So people fail and just quit. You gotta keep going. You're not gonna win 3 months from now, a year. It might take 5, it might take 10. But when you get the ball, score.
Right.
Bro, I'm telling you, like I'm blown away. We haven't really spoken, like in depth. Like I was at your basketball clinic, but we haven't really spoken in depth, and we definitely haven't had a conversation since probably 8th grade.
Yeah.
Right. And so hearing you talk about this mindset, right? Like 1, not giving up. 2, commit first, figure it out later. Right? That's what a lot of people fail to do. They're so scared to fail that they never actually get started. And the fear is the only thing holding them back. It's the only thing. Literally, there are people out there waiting to help you out, waiting to help someone out.
And then there's people that's like, you had problems with them years ago, and then you probably forgot about it. And then they still holding on to them. I'm not gonna help them because we had this little fight back then.
Yeah.
But you probably forgot about it. Like, you shouldn't be like,
Right, or they may use the
Exactly.
support they gave you against you.
Yeah.
So like, remember you was nothing, and I helped you get up, and now you making $300 every month. Let me get something. Like you shouldn't hold that in your heart.
exactly. Yeah, you shouldn't hold that at all.
Like at least ask, and you be like, can you put me on game or something like that?
I feel like people gonna have that regardless though. Because there's always people that's gonna doubt you or like hate on what you got going on. So you just gotta block that out. There's always people that's gonna be like, I bet you Gucci got home. The owner of Gucci probably got homies right now hating on it.
Yeah.
He didn't help me because I need this, I need that. But like, You got the same 24 hours I got. Go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you feel, how do you deal with like, maybe I'm just guessing, just assuming that your population of customers is more like younger people who like that kind of brand?
When I drop hoodies, more grown people board them than people my age.
What do you mean by grown? Like,
I'm gonna go 23 on up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was gonna say like, how do you deal with like older people who may see your clothes, may see you as like unexperienced, or like you don't know what you're doing, you just a kid, you know?
I just take it in.
You know?
It is what it is.
Can't worry about them.
Yeah,
Just rub it off.
If you ain't you're not benefiting.
Right.
It's
Because
like,
they're
what I'm
buying
working
your
for.
clothing line.
Yeah,
They're really buying your
You
clothing
can't say
line.
nothing about me because I know I'm doing something.
right. I'm doing
Yeah.
something productive. Like, you're not helping, so like,
Right.
just keep your words to yourself.
So, like, if somebody wanted to like be like you, but they were too afraid to do it, how would you help them to, like, how would you help them do the same thing that you are doing?
Try to like install confidence. It's all about confidence. Confidence can take you a long way. Like playing basketball, you can be the corniest person on the court, but if he got confidence, he can put the ball in the hoop. You'd be surprised. Confidence really take you far.
That's funny.
Confidence take you far.
Why do you think young people, and I'm gonna say like particularly in our city right now, like that's where I teach. Why do you think young people don't have the type of mindset that you have? What are some of the barriers that you think are preventing young people from being go-getters, or, you know, not necessarily worrying about other people and just going after their dreams?
Honestly, I ain't gonna blame the adults, but I'll blame the adults. Because nowadays, you got the children chasing the adults, but you got the adults chasing the children. It's backwards. Who leading who? So in that sense, I feel like it's all over.
Well, I
the
think you
place.
could point the finger. Because you can't point the finger at kids, because kids are looking at the adults. But the parents were worrying about the kids so much that they couldn't even be like, oh, what am I doing?
They losing themselves.
Right.
And stereotypes. Like, there's many black kids that's gonna think like, I shouldn't try something new because they're gonna think, oh, I'm black, I can't do it, and things like that. Like, even, I think there's even white kids that's out there that's thinking, I can't play sports because I'm white.
Yeah.
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 And if you go to like sport events, you're gonna see a lot of white kids. Yeah, they can play.
They can play.
Roll
They can play.
switch. Fast.
No, absolutely, absolutely, and it really is amazing how that happens. I think, you know, when I see, and I talk today, I talk a lot about, you know, parents, adults.
Yeah.
Sometimes adults are just grown kids, you know, just
Yeah.
old kids, right? Haven't matured, you know, none of that. And so when you think about, you know, what kids, again, how they're building that self-concept, how they view themselves, it first starts in the home.
Right.
And it first starts about the access that you have. And I sit here, I'm watching your mom, she's supporting you, she's doing your IG stories, she's doing boomerangs and all types of stuff, right? And that's that unwavering support. And I can say that this is probably the first day I met your mom, but having known you for this long, it's not the first day she supported you, right? And so that's a blessing. And not everybody has that. You know?
And I think not even that they had their kids, but like everyone still has a part of a kid in themselves. Because like how you said, like she's supporting them like that, she feels that energy that she can give to her son because she's embracing that kid. You know, she wants to feel like she can be excited and still look mature.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like he can still use his kid ways, but I know he's mature. I know he's an adult. He's becoming an adult. He is an adult.
Absolutely.
So I don't think anyone ever loses. It's the difference is people who know how to use that kid and people who still are kids.
That's deep.
Wow.
I ain't never think of it like
You
that.
know, yeah, and I think it's like it's really this investment. You said something earlier, and I don't know where you even got this from, and I still struggle with investing in myself sometimes. Like there are ways that I definitely invest in myself, and ways that I don't. But you were just talking about like dropping $20 to promote yourself on an Instagram site, right? Not necessarily knowing if you're going to get direct sales from that, but just letting people know who you are and what you do is important.
It's just a start. Like I feel like stuff like it don't gotta be decent or good, but if it appeals to the eye, somebody gonna click it.
Yeah.
It might take that one person to click it for you to blow up, or it might take 100 or 1,000.
Right.
But as long as you get in traffic, you can direct it.
That's wow. What do you mean directed? What do you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what do you mean? Like, if people get to your page, how are you turning those people into customers? What's your goal? Like, how are you doing it?
Deals. If somebody click your page and see 2 for 20, it's a high chance they're gonna buy something. 2 for 20, that's cheap. I got that in my pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
So deals or like giveaways. I do giveaways.
Yeah.
So people can shout out, and that's giving me a bigger audience.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
good.
yeah.
Make sure that I want to do, and this is me helping you out, make sure that you tracking everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Millionaire Mindset, you got to know your numbers, right? Like you got to know, all right, I'm giving this out. Yes, I'm getting deals, but all right, it's costing me this much money. That's customer acquisition. Cost me $20 to get these 80 customers. How many of those customers do I expect to now purchase, you know, my sweatshirt? It can't be, you know, here and there, haphazard. Like, if we really got this millionaire mindset, we got to know our numbers, right?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel as though like I always try to make a profit, but
Go ahead.
I always try to make a profit, but I don't really care about how big of a profit because I actually like doing it. I just like people. I just like when I see people wear my stuff, it gives me a joy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Nice.
as long as I'm making a profit, I'm cool.
Good. So yo, this was a great episode, man. I'm super excited about, you know, giving people this game and helping them understand the mindset of a millionaire, a young millionaire. And I wish y'all the best with everything you do. Guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Youth Uncut, a show that gives youth a voice and an opportunity to discuss the things that mean most to them. This has been the Focus Youth Network, and we'll talk to you next time.